And we're back, St. Vincent, the Grenadines. Good morning. Haha, catch you off guard.
Yes, you really did.
Good morning. So, the number to call if you want to be interactive, it is an interactive program. It's 457-9997. Or join us on YouTube or Facebook on our live. Unfortunately, our WhatsApp is still down. But we're back and we have a new topic. The new topic is, this Chiefman case make sense? Does it make sense? Eyewitness News, I started reading it yesterday. Mm-hmm. Eyewitness News released the facts in the case. And I'll try to read it quickly for the listeners.
Yes, it's a bit lengthy. Mm-hmm.
The jury might have confused non-lawyers and some lawyers too when they found Devon Chiefman Charles not guilty of murder, but guilty of possession of a firearm with intent to commit murder. After 3 years on remand, the 30-year-old Block 2000 resident was on Tuesday freed of a murder charge, his fourth such charge in connection to the August 2nd, 2020 shooting of Cameron Hathaway, aka Warlord and Dogman in the Old Montrose community. The case against Charles, who was facing his fourth murder charge, hinged on evidence of Paula Straker. So yesterday I was saying, look how this woman named normal in the court, normal and in the media.
Oh, you mean persons knowing who she is?
Persons know who she is. Apparently it's his neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, this goes back to the argument people are having as to why they don't want to testify. How do I know that I'm protected? So this man is accused of murder. He's back out in the street after this. Well, we have to await sentencing on October 19th. We don't know if he'll be freed, if they'll give him time served. But Justin Bryan Cottle summarized the case against Charles on Tuesday at High Court number 1 in Kingston. The 12-member, why I keep saying, yeah, I want to say 12. The 12-member jury deliberated for under 3 hours before returning their verdicts. According to the judge's summary of the evidence, Constable Emmanuel Morgan was on duty at the main police switchboard. This basically telling you the constable was there. He arrived on the scene. He saw that a man was dead. He saw 2 spent shells and he secured the spent shells. He was notified that a male was seeking medical attention at Dr. Aki's clinic. That arose suspicion. He instructed Sergeant Simon to look into the matter. The sergeant went out there and saw a red Jeep parked with lawyer Grant Connell in the driver's seat and Charles in the front passenger seat. Connell waved to Simon and reassured him that there's no need to rush, saying that he had Charles with him. During the conversation, Simon learned that Charles was awaiting medical attention. They're saying that he was chopped on his hand, which the doctor testified to in court. Now, there was a back and forth between the statement on the police and the statement given by the witness. So I won't read all of that because it's lengthy, but the summary is, according to the statement Charles gave to the police, he ran out and met the guy. He said that the guy is a crazy man. The man in right in the head, and he met him attacking his dog, basically. Mm-hmm. He said the guy ran up on him and tried to chop him, but he missed, and then he put his hand up and got chopped on his hand. He ran away to he got a random ride and went to I see your face and I see your face.
I listen.
And went to the doctor and he called his lawyer at the time, Grant, and yeah. Now the witness is saying that the dog attacked her and the guy came to her rescue. But there were inconsistencies in her testimony, as pointed out during cross-examination. Now, the story is right on Eyewitness News. It's kind of lengthy, but it worth the read if you want context as to what has happened there.
If you're trying to figure things out for yourself, yes.
No, Dwayne has a no contact with media policy. For years now, since I've known Dwayne, he's had that policy.
And by Dwayne, you're referring to
Dwayne Daniel, the lawyer. Devon Charles, current lawyer. Okay, there's a call coming in here. Let's take the call. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning. That's WEFM.
The WEFM.
WEFM?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. So the issue I'm having is Charles didn't give testimony. He didn't have anybody give testimony on his behalf. But somehow the jury came to the conclusion that he's guilty of possession of a firearm. Now, possession comes in three forms, three elements: knowledge, ownership, control.
Listen to you.
I was a coach reporter for a number of years.
Very good, Harry. You're informing me today.
I don't understand how is someone charged with a firearm that the police did not recover any firearm. He recovered spent shells. So at this present moment, based on what came out in court, the police have no idea who shot this man. But Charles is being charged for possession of a firearm that they did not find, according to what I read in court. So it baffles me. I can't wrap my mind around it. I keep reading the case and the case not making any sense. So it's what really going on. And I know you have your opinion. I'm curious to hear your opinion, but I'm really wondering what's going on.
I mean, so we had this little conversation yesterday between Aria and I. From the very beginning, I didn't understand it. I thought maybe I was slow in terms of trying to figure out what was happening with the case, because at no point in time did I hear that the police found him with a gun, or if it was a case of maybe him having a gun, but the bullets didn't match in terms of ballistic testing. Let's say the bullets in that particular gun did not match the bullets found maybe at the scene or whatever. I'm still not hearing of any issue, or I have still not heard of a gun being found.
No gun was recovered, according to IWN's report.
I can appreciate maybe that this individual has been in the news a lot, in 3 other instances, having been charged with murder, and none of them stuck for whatever reason. But and maybe again, there are probably things that we don't know, but as has been reported, we still don't know. Right?
But it's saying there's no gun. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
How am I guilty of possession of a firearm when there is no proof? Because based on what I've read here from Eyewitness News, the witness's testimony was discredited.
Yeah.
She went back and forth. She even admitted at one point, okay, I lied about this. Oh, I was flustered at this point. I was confused at this point. Mm-hmm. So how is her testimony enough? She's saying that the guy shot the guy.
You know what? Even in the whole story, because at one point the story started about us indicated and that I think 2 other individuals came to view the dogs because the dog had puppies.
They were saying that, and then they're also saying that her children were there.
Right. So even that, I am wondering how come it is that she was the only person, the neighbor was the only person to offer testimony. Wasn't there corroborating testimony, let's say, from the other 2 witnesses who, as from the article, it indicated that 2 other persons were present. So it's just one of these stories with a lot of question marks. I think one of the first question marks for me was, all right, so as Charles, I got a cut or I was chopped. Mm-hmm. And the first thing is that, okay, I go and I receive treatment. Now, I didn't go to Kingston, but I went to Annisville to get treatment. And then I called my lawyer. Right? So even there, I'm like, but if I got chopped, would I necessarily call my lawyer unless there is a possibility of me being guilty of something? And the first thing that I want to do is to have legal representation, So it's just one of those questions one of those cases that's just filled with questions. And I don't know if we would ever hear the entire thing being resolved.
I'm curious. I am just very, very, very curious about this. It's a curious case. I don't know. I just want somebody to make sense out of it. I want to hear from maybe a lawyer or I just want somebody to make some sense out of this for me. But hopefully hopefully the media will present something soon. We have Searchlight, we have One News, we have ANN, we have Eyewitness News. Hopefully by October 19th, we'll fully understand how it is that this happened. Because it's not making sense to me. And it's not that I'm personally invested with anybody in the case. It's just that it's worrying that an incident could happen and somebody could just decide, the police can decide, okay, we believe that you shot somebody, or we believe that you had a firearm. Let's go to court. And then in court, it's, oh, you're guilty, although no firearm was recovered. There's no proof that I had a firearm. There's an altercation, and I was found not guilty of murdering the person in the altercation. So I'm led to believe that the court does not know who killed this man. Or under what conditions was this man killed?
Or the suspect, but it's difficult to actually prove it. Because I think that's why the case was, the murder charge was thrown up.
So if you can't prove that I did this, how am I now being found guilty of having a firearm when there's no firearm recovered, when there's no proof that I own the spent shells, because none of that in what I read in Eyewitness News. And I don't have a comment from the lawyers or anyone involved in the case. So I guess at this point, I have to wait until October 19th, like the rest of the listeners, to find out what on earth is going on.
Yeah. It's a funny story.
It's a strange story.
But
yeah, we could break. We'll break a bit, pay some bills, come right back, and I guess you gotta stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned to know what we're going to talk about next.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of music.